Today's episode, we will try to understand something that most people go through, which is painful, which also puts a person into a helpless situation. Breakups. Some people at some time go through this painful episode of breakups in relationships. Some try to move on, but some get stuck. They feel angry, they feel sad, they feel helpless, but most find it difficult to move on. So in this episode, we will try to understand what is the psychology behind breakups and how people can overcome the current scenario. Welcome to Atmanam Inside the Therapy Room. I'm Stanley, a counselor and psychotherapist of over 20 years of experience. And in this platform, we try to understand how we use theory in practice. This is a case of a 27-year-old Uma. She had broken up from her boyfriend 3 months ago. When she came, she felt so sad, she felt helpless, she felt angry, and when she said that it is very, very difficult for her to move on. While we were trying to explore more on what's going on to Uma, she said, at some point of time, I feel very angry. I feel, why did he just move away as if nothing has ever happened? But later, she goes through a cycle of sadness and isolation, where she sits and broods over memories that they shared together. At some point of time, she also felt helpless. She felt that she was not worth the relationship. She was not worth being loved. So this is an important area to understand. At this stage, we consider whether it is a normal process of grieving, or is it something else, something much deeper, which is related to the self-worth of the client. When we explored more, we found the client very angry about her boyfriend. At the same time, she also missed him a lot. She was caught up in between the two. She felt helpless. She felt, I don't know what to do about this current situation. She also felt that she was not worthy to be in a relationship with him, which sort of made her feel so inferior. So what is going on in this current scenario? At this point, we use the grief model of Elisabeth Kübler-Ross. According to Elisabeth Kübler-Ross, there are 5 stages of grieving. 1, shock denial state. The second would be anger. The third would be bargaining. The fourth would be depression. And fifth is acceptance. Now, when we actually understand the client from this particular perspective, we came to understand that the client was going from anger to depression and back to anger. We realized that she was not proceeding any further towards acceptance. So therefore, we identified that there is something that is holding her back. Memories, perhaps, photographs, Instagrams, or messages that they shared when they were together. She was definitely angry. At the same time, she was definitely feeling bad about the breakup. one thing that she felt was rejection, that I am not worthy to be in a relationship. So therefore, there is a loss, there is a rejection, which ultimately led her to believe that she was not worthwhile, where she questioned her very identity. We also found that there is anger, but this anger was not expressed. Therefore, this anger has turned inward. There is anger, there is hurt, therefore, there is self-doubt. In this case, we used a combination of therapeutic approaches. We used the framework of Elisabeth Kübler-Ross. We also used Gestalt empty chair technique. And we also used the emotion focusing technique to help her to feel the pain so that she was able to process. First of all, we began with psychoeducation. We helped her understand that what has happened did not reflect her very identity. It was a scenario where the person whom she was in love with has moved away. That doesn't mean that she is not capable of being loved. And secondly, we also helped her to release the pent-up anger that she had towards him. We helped her to imagine the person and also to come out of whatever that has been there going on in her mind. Initially, it was very, very difficult for her, but later, slowly, she started speaking about what was going on in her mind. This helped her to release the pent-up anger. Thirdly, we also helped her to focus on bodily sensations, how these emotions are processing within. We also helped her to become aware of this process, so therefore she was able to let go of what is going on within her. A breakup is not just a loss. It involves a process of grieving, a rejection experience, and also sense of worthlessness. Unless a person goes through this process by identifying it and to deal with it, the person can get stuck. If you are going through something similar, it is not a weakness. It can be understood and it could be addressed. And sometimes we struggle to protect ourselves being within the relationship. So as young therapists, what do you think about this case? Supposing a client comes to you and says that they had gone through a breakup, what would you do? Is there another way that you will deal with this particular case? Please do comment. We'll be happy to know your thoughts. If you wish us to deal with similar cases like this, please do put them down on the comments. In the next episode, we will try to deal with situations where we are caught up in a relationship because we fail to set personal boundaries. If you like this content, please do share, subscribe, and comment. We'll be happy to know your thoughts. We here at Atmanam also take a personal counseling, and we run internships in counseling and psychotherapy for young therapists. We have an upcoming program coming on the 11th of May 2026. Find details in the description. Until then, keep learning, keep growing.